Hallelujah. Let me stop. I could only do one before YouTube probably copyrights me or something. What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Kush back at it again with another Giants video. At the beginning there when I was low-key singing, I hope you guys checked out my Giants hype video that I made last night, and then I released it like at 1 o'clock in the morning. I saw the Snyder Cut trailer a couple days ago, and it's been stuck in my head ever since. The song and also the story that the trailer told. I was just, for some reason, I was like, I gotta make a Giants hype video out of this, so I did. I hope you guys like it. Once again, check it out. It came out pretty good, I think. Now, yesterday, while I was at work, I didn't really get a chance to put out any videos and whatnot. But shout out to my boy Ed12345 in the Discord, the channel Discord, which is open to everybody. By the way, the invite is in the description down below. So Ed in there, and I'm wondering, are you Edward Chan? Maybe I should have asked that in the Discord, but Edward Chan, I'm not sure. But Ed kept me updated. He came in the clutch. He was basically, not tweeting, but talking to everybody, because he added everybody in the Discord. He was posting tweets from reporters like Jordan Renan, who also came in the clutch, about the Giants practice yesterday, about injury concerns, and then he was the first person I found out about Brandon Williams from and whatnot. So Ed came in the clutch and keeping us updated. So that's kind of what today's video is going to be about. Those tweets and those kind of story points heading into the season so far. So first and foremost, let's go over the two new signings, or I should say one new signing and the other one is a potential new signing that the New York Giants made. Now, Brandon Williams, right? Former third-round pick. I think he was for the Arizona Cardinals. 6 foot, 200 pounds, out of Texas A&M. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This better be a camp body type of signing, otherwise I really don't like it. And that's kind of what I've said for literally every other free agent and roster move made within the month of August, as far as I can remember, with the exception being Graham Gano. Because we needed Graham Gano. But other than that, every other person, you think about like a defensive tackle, Dalen Mack and whatnot. I'm like, this is a camp body. I don't really see much point in signing this guy or hooking them up long term, or even really talking about them more farther than the point them being competition to have in training camp. Except with the cornerback position, we actually need a second cornerback. So who knows what the Giants were thinking here. Personally, I want him to be a camp body, because the dude didn't really show much in his years in the NFL for me to believe that he could be otherwise. I know he's coming off of an injured year and whatnot. He was on Arizona's injury reserve list for a while, and he had workouts with the Colts, the Chiefs, and the Bears. Judge said he's not going to leave anybody who's not on our roster yet until something is finalized. Then he'll speak on it freely, on Brandon Williams. And I just really, I don't like it. The guy really didn't do anything in his years in the NFL. I wish we could have somehow, kept or really, held on to Ross Cockrell. That was the perfect second cornerback for the Giants, in my opinion. Perfect signing. Unfortunately, Cockrell wanted a little bit more money than the Giants could afford, which is really sad because we don't have too much cap space right now, and so that's why that deal fell through and whatnot. And then the Giants are also working out Kavari Russell, somebody 100% I don't even know about, so I'm going to read straight from you what I got on Giants Wire. The 5'11", 196-pound Russell was a third-round pick of the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2016 draft out of Notre Dame. So he's another third-round pick from the 2016 draft. He was waived as a part of the final cuts that year, with the Chiefs head coach Andy Reid explaining that Russell simply couldn't find a comfortable fit in their defensive scheme. Russell was promptly claimed by the Cincinnati Bengals, where he'd remain for 3 years before briefly joining the Los Angeles Chargers and as a member of their practice squad in 2019. In 20 career games and 1 start, Russell recorded 22 tackles, 2 passes defended, and 1 interception. And I don't think Brandon Williams had an interception in his career. I could be wrong. I'm going to throw out both of their stats anyway. I'm going to keep it completely transparent with you guys. I don't really care too much of these signings because I hope they're camp bodies. If it turns out to be more than that, then I won't like that situation. I really won't. Now let's get into the tweets from Jordan Renan about yesterday's practice and whatnot, which was a really good one. So the first one, players working on side with trainers are not practicing. Spencer Pulley, Elijah Penny, Ryan Connelly. My understanding is Pulley and Penny aren't serious, should be back soon. Connelly hasn't practiced since last Thursday, coming off a serious knee injury. That is very concerning because that's true. Ryan Connelly, since last Thursday, before the first live scrimmage, hasn't seen the field. I don't know what's up. I don't know if he aggravated something in his knee. I don't know if there's some type of inflammation acting up or whatnot. I really hope he's fine, because for him to be injured in camp is going to be a major blow to the Giants linebacking core. We really need Ryan Connelly to be healthy this year, but if he needs to take time off, let him take time off as much as he needs. Renan then said, couldn't finish attendance, but Dan Duggan counted Levante Downs missing. Tight end Rice and Johnson also not on the field after coming up lame on Monday, you know, limping on Monday, Rice and John. I hope those guys are good as well, but somebody else that was limping after Monday's practice, which I was very concerned about, and I found out on my Madden stream, was Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley actually limped off the practice the field on Monday, and I was very concerned. This is Saquon. This is the main guy. This is our best player. He's who the offense is going to be ran through. He's the biggest cog in the machine right now that is the New York Giants. We cannot afford him to be injured in any type of way. Luckily today, or not today, yesterday, Tuesday, he did show up in practice. You know, he was moving fine, so hopefully, you know, it was just one of those things where you get nicked a little too hard and you needed to just take a break. Next up, probably my favorite tweet. Giants practice wrapped up just as daylight disappeared. Intense live periods once they returned outside. Lorenzo Carter and Evan Engram got into it, and Ingram's helmet ended up tossed on the ground. Shepard caught a TD later and let the entire defense know about it. So first and foremost, Lorenzo Carter and I said Erling. Mixing up Sterling and Evan. Lorenzo Carter and Evan Engram got into a fight. Listen, this is what I like to see, man. Straight up. Now, good thing nobody was injured. I keep saying it. I want to see the Snacks versus Will Hernandez 2018 training camp type of stuff just without the injury, because that means there's a fire in them, bro. That means they're ready to go. That means these guys are beyond motivated and they just want to go out and play and be the best. That's what causes these fights. And Lorenzo Carter, thank God, bro. I ain't never seen any type of fire in Lorenzo Carter since he entered the league. Maybe that's what he was missing. This guy has always been a little too quiet. Not enough dog in him to be one of the great pass rushers that the Giants have ever had, and like that, at least mentally. So thank God Lorenzo Carter showing some fire. And Evan Engram, man, he's been impressing everybody at camp. Remember, I'm going to keep harping back to this. My expectations for the Giants in 2020 video, I said I expect Evan Engram to be healthier this year than he was last year, playing 10 to 12 games. It looks like Engram does as well, because while he's always had some type of fire in him, it's never shown like this before, and that's really good. And then Sterling Shepard, I saw the video that the Giants Twitter account posted. It was on James Bradbury. He started jawing at him. He jumped into the arms of Nick Gates and celebrated. Heavily implies that James Bradbury was probably locking him up earlier, because Sterling Shepard said, not again, not this time, or something like that. So that's good to know, and it's good to know that the defense is actually putting clamps on these guys a little bit, and that there's jawing going back and forth. Same thing as I said before. This is motivation pushing them to do this. I just love it. Next one is from Dan Duggan. He said, looked like Giants defensive backs had tennis balls taped to their hands during practice the past few days. Turns out that's the case. Judge said they're teaching them not to hold. We're not going to accept penalties, so we'll find any little trick we can do to teach them. Now listen, I'm no expert in coaching, so I'm not going to right away say that this is amazing, this is brilliant, or I'm not going to right away go to the opposite direction and say this is stupid, what's the point of this? I'm just going to say what I think it is, and that it's thinking outside the box. This is something I've never seen before in an NFL practice, let alone a Giants practice. It's never something that even popped into my mind before. I can certainly see the merit of it, because the penalty they're specifically targeting is holding calls. You can't exactly close your hand around somebody's jersey or their neck if there's a ball in the middle of that hand. You can't really close it. So in that way, it is kind of brilliant, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm hoping for the best. I've seen a lot of people tweeting, saying that this is a brilliant move. This is actually really smart. I hope it works out, because like I said, I can see where it's coming from. It's definitely outside the box, and this is Joe Judge for you, I guess, man. This guy is literally doing anything he can to make the team better, and it makes sense for the defensive backs, because while last year we didn't have too many penalties from them, this year it's gonna be a lot more of the younger guys on the field, both in the safety group and the cornerback group. It's gonna be a lot of young guys, and young guys, no matter the position, one thing they always mess up on is penalties and getting these holding calls and whatnot. So on that part, it's very smart on Joe Judge to look at that part of the game. And the final point in today's video is kind of 3 tweets talking about the same thing. First, from Jordan Renan, he says Joe Judge does want Daniel Jones to take the red jersey off at some point. I don't think we're going to throw him into a Royal Rumble, just says. Does want to pop his pads a little bit, though at some point in a controlled environment needs to get his body prepared. Now I'm going to give my thoughts on all of them after I read all of them, right? So the next one is from Pat Leonard, a two-parter. He says, Joe Judge on whether he intends to let Daniel Jones take some preseason hits. We've talked about it with quarterbacks. You want to be calculated on how you start banging them around. I don't think we're going to throw him to the Royal Rumbles or anything like that. But at some point, we'll pop his pads a bit in a controlled environment. Maybe that's with a young guy who understands kind of hitting him a little bit. I'm not in a hurry to go ahead and beat the hell out of him. But at some point, we've got to prepare his body for what he'll be taking the first game. And this kind of connects to what Judge said when they did the very, very intense live scrimmage on Friday. He said the Steelers are not coming up here to hug us, not at all. He recognizes the defensive talent on that line, specifically guys like TJ Watt, Hayden, all those guys there. That Steelers defensive line is one of the toughest in the league, and they're certainly going to bang Daniel Jones around a little bit. I'm just not sure how I feel about this, right? I know that, if it was the preseason, he would have had probably one drive where he'll probably get roughed up a little bit, but, it's the preseason. I don't think the offensive line will let that happen. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm kind of leaning on the side of I don't want Judge to pop Daniel Jones's pads a little bit. I mean, the guy's been playing football for, basically his entire life, and he's already had a year of NFL experience where he took a lot of hits. I think Daniel Jones was like sacked 49 times or something crazy like that last year. So he certainly knows what it feels like to get roughed up by an NFL player and to get absolutely smacked in the face. I mean, he did it all the time when he was delivering dimes as well, staring guys down, deliver the dime and then take the hit. So I don't necessarily think, you need to prepare him for that. He probably knows better than anybody else. On the other hand, I kind of get what he means. Maybe he wants to shake the rust off. But maybe after the first hit by TJ Watt during the Steelers game, the rust will come off. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a risk that doesn't necessarily need to be taken. I don't want to make a risk like that because once again, Saquon limped off the practice field on Monday. I don't know what happened with that. It's certainly probably related to his injury last year. You don't want to re-aggravate anything with Daniel Jones. You don't want him to end his season early at all, knock on wood. So, I don't want this to happen. I'm being honest with you guys, but let me know what you think. So that's what I got for you all today. Put your comments down below. Make sure you check out that hype video. Let me know what you all think, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.